Hi class, this is Neil, and this is the final video in lesson 6. In this video, we're going to determine a pattern for trig ratio values. And it's really based a lot on what we talked about in the previous lesson. So what we're going to do in the problem really is circle the functions that have positive ratios. Now, we'll need to remember kind of our mnemonic for sine, cosine, and tangent. Our hypotenuse here is always going to be a positive number, and based on where we are in the unit circle, or the circle here, that's going to determine if sine and cosine are positive or negative. Remember, sine always corresponds really with your y value. Cosine always corresponds with your x value. So if I'm in quadrant 1, and we're thinking about which are going to give me a positive ratio, well, in quadrant 1, sine is positive because the y value is positive. Cosine is positive because x is positive. And tangent, which is really just sine over cosine, is going to be a positive number over a positive number. So tangent 2 will be positive. All right, if we're in quadrant 2, we're in positive y territory. So sine will be positive. However, we're in negative x territory. So cosine will be negative here. And now tangent, remember, because that's sine over cosine, we would have a positive number over a negative number. So tangent here will be negative. All right, if we're in quadrant 3, we're in negative y territory. So really, a way that we could think about that is sine is going to be negative. Cosine, we're also in negative x territory, so cosine is negative. Now for tangent, we would have a negative sine over a negative cosine, so we're actually have positive cosine or positive tangent values there. Finally, in quadrant 4, well, in quadrant 4, we're in negative y territory, so sine will be negative. We're in positive x territory, and so cosine is positive. And finally, tangent, which again is sine over cosine, would be a negative over a positive. And that would give us a negative value. So in quadrant 4, the only thing that's positive is cosine. So a way that sometimes we can use to remember this is all students take calculus. Okay, so what does that mean? All students take calculus. Well, in quadrant 1, everything is positive. Sine, cosine, and tangent are all positive. In quadrant 2, only sine is positive. In quadrant 3, only tangent is positive. And in quadrant 4, only cosine is positive. Again, all students take calculus. It could also stand for a smart trig class. However you want to remember that. Add sugar to coffee. Again, it's just a mnemonic to help us remember where the positive trig functions are. All right, that's the last video of this lesson. Hope you guys have a good time working through these problems, and of course I'm here to answer any questions for you.